DOZHATOLDYA.COM.
I'm gonna give it to him a little bit. Mic check. It's the Dozha Told You podcast.
DOZHATOLDYA.COM.
We live on the Twitch. Once again, we live on the Mix Live. And we live on the book of all faces. It's the Dozha Told You podcast, man. Yeah, just in case Facebook. Yeah, y'all try to catch this one. Now we definitely got permission. The producer is in the building. How long you been knowing Lil Scrappy, man?
Man, probably
Since this was 20 years ago.
Probably I met Scrap while I was DJing in the club.
Hold on. All right.
I murder all you bitches in the middle of the street, and I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. Straight knock your ass out in the cap.
Niche, you good back there?
I'm good.
Okay.
If you nothing shout it to the day that I die. We strive on tearing heads up, and everywhere we go, we gon' tear that bitch up. We don't give a fuck about having no click.
Man. How many fights you seen this? Oh, I got something to say.
Get the fuck out my face before we get mad and shoot up the whole place.
All right, tell a friend to listen in right now. Because we got one of the people that helped originate the HeadBussa, man. Help get folks HeadBussa.
Jesus Lord.
Man, I don't even want. I ain't gonna bring you in like
You know how
that.
much fights I got into this
Get that shit
But
wet
you
first.
are
Get that shit wet.
an Atlanta legend, man, that most folks don't know about, man. And I am glad that I have I'm one of the few that, have always known. And now I get the pleasure to tell my folks, share with my folks the greatness that, that I know as Bingo Productions, man. Welcome to the Dozha Told You podcast, man. This is number 72, special edition, man. I got my boy Bingo in here early, man. I apologize for all the technical difficulties. We got Bingo in the building. We got Niche, the Pisces, in the back, you know what I'm saying, chilling. She popped up or whatever, but she mic'd up. Lil Bando popped up out of nowhere. He the reason that we so late, man. Blame Lil Bando, man.
I am definitely in the building. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And I'm Dame Dozha, man. Let's go to commercial break real quick.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dame Dozha. If you're looking to get your interview done or be a guest host on our podcast, hit us up at DOZHATOLDYA@gmail.com. Bump what you heard. Remember who told you? It's Dozha Told You.
And I wanted to go ahead and give you the space to go ahead and let these folks know who you are, and and what you've done and what you got going on.
Definitely. I appreciate that, Dame, and everything that's going on. Bingo ATL, Bingo, Joe Bing. Everybody know me. Everybody show me that I am him. So straight from Decatur, Ellenwood, all together, born and raised Atlanta, Georgia Baptist to be exact. We got to
Georgia Baptist.
Yeah, we claim our hospitals in it.
In Atlanta. They like Grady baby.
Yeah,
Right.
That shit matters. Like Grady baby.
Right.
it do.
Baptist.
It do. Georgia Baptist all day, so. And, just been grinding in the A for a while, man. East Side representative, been DJing, DJ for artists, did shows, tours.
Been on tour.
Yeah, sure. Went on tour for 3-4 years straight. Tour with John, David Banner, Lil Flip, Joe Budden. Man, everybody. Tip. When you touring with Tip, but things get pretty nice.
Oh yeah, it changed. You know what I'm saying? The bus changed and everything.
Yeah.
From y'all first tour, then going on tour with Tip.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so let's talk about it, man. Your first placement was HeadBussa, man, right out the gate.
Right out there.
But I'm sure that wasn't the first time that you recorded with Lil Scrappy. So again, how long did you Lil Scrappy, down there a quarter of your life, huh?
Yeah, man.
Or more half of your life down there, huh?
Yeah, I met Scrappy in the club, DJing, sharing showcase. She was having team parties. And she was the hot party on Friday and Saturday night, man. Mainly Friday night. And I started DJing there, you know, right behind my homeboy DJ Threat and Jay Butter. They was spinning before me, and then I slid in as they built up their own thing, and it made moves. But yeah, knowing Scrap for a while, man, and then from that situation, being in the club, me and Scrap started working together, and we developed a chemistry. And our connection came from a group I used to DJ for, a SWAT team. I don't know if you guys remember them. They had the local song "We Hate Troy" back in the day.
We hate Troy. That's right to it.
Yeah, we hate Pastor Troy, and it was a cool life. But they had some other great music. But DJing for them, I bumped into Scrappy, and
That's how you got out there.
Yeah, you know.
Shout out to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to a song like "We Hate Troy." Get you out there DJing and run into a HeadBussa like Scrappy. All right. So, damn, you run into him, and were you engineering or you just had beats?
No, so basically I was DJing, but I always wanted to make beats. So I was DJing because I needed money to buy beat making equipment. And before computers and laptops, you know, it was MPC, drum machine, keyboards, all that stuff was hella expensive. So you had to been spending around $1,000, $800 to get in the game, or more, or more. So,
or more.
Yeah. So I did that, and man, actually, HeadBussa is part of the first 4 songs we recorded ever.
Ever, bro?
Ever. The first 4 songs I ever recorded, and the first 4 songs I ever recorded was Scrappy. And HeadBussa came from that. And I had this keyboard I only could make 4 beats on, so it was like I had that one and like 3 other beats, and we recorded 2 songs that night. And we came back and recorded 2 more songs. You know,
Call that greatness. That's great.
Yeah, that's how it happened too sometimes too, man.
So yeah, I had a Yamaha 540 and I think it was a DR Ball 660 drum machine, all meatied up together, trying to tear up Atlanta with it.
And boom. Did y'all know that, you know, so that was the one that stood out right away, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. That was the one. And that and the little punch your head with your fist is what took it, you know, across Atlanta. Because everybody kept doing their dance. They kept punching their hand with their fist, and it just became a thing. You know, it became bigger than life, really. And then one late night at the Bounce, really wasn't a lot of people in there. We performed. And I just remember those 40, 50, 60 people that was in there like, oh man, we love this song, bro. We love this song.
I bet.
So, you know, I came.
And then the fight broke out?
No fights that night.
All right.
A majority of the fights was at the teen clubs during that era.
With the teen clubs?
Yeah, it was at the teen clubs.
Okay. Yeah, they couldn't handle all that energy that was, you know, that you was coming with.
Oh,
I can only imagine.
We had to come with it, man.
Right about now. So then, how long had it been out before Lil Jon got on it?
So it had been out for 2 years. I had worked this record all across the South.
2 years, bro?
Yeah, 2 whole years. 2 whole years. Like I started working this record almost immediately out of high school after the summer of my high school year. So about 2 years, and then from there, BME was already working with Trillville. Was working with Don P personally. And Don P, I don't know if anybody knows, but Don P wrote songs for Lil Jon on Kings of Crunk.
Yeah.
So they was already working with him, and Don P asked if Trillville perform one night when I was DJing, and I said sure. Y'all go on right on after Scrappy. Scrappy performed, and then Trillville performed. But that night BME saw both acts.
Right.
And that's where the idea of Trillville, Lil Scrappy, Trillville came to life.
Once again, you know what I'm saying, another monumental moment, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Trillville was just on stage the other day. Oh,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. And Trillville was just on stage hold on, yeah. Trillville was just on stage though the other day. Let's just keep it going, and
with Dolce. However you say it. I don't
what
know.
it is.
Yeah, what it
What's
is.
up?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
like
keep
that.
on coming up,
With
know what I'm saying,
Kodak.
from the history, man. All this stuff is really coming back. So it's very important for folks to know what I'm saying, how this stuff originated. So
Right.
but you just had started making beats, bro, and then you made a hit, bro, like that? Like
Yeah, so it was a curve. So, you know, the original HeadBussa, which will be dropping next year for the 20th anniversary of the Lil Scrappy project. I'm dropping the original HeadBussa, so be on the lookout for that. But it was me. I was still maturing. It was cool. You know, I redid it about 2 or 3 times.
so they came and redid the beat, whatever, and
Well,
John added some stuff to it.
I redid it 2 or 3 times, and then before
Okay,
Scrappy
okay, my
signed-
bad. Get it right, my bad.
Yeah, I redid it 2 or 3 times, and because I was learning the process about mixing and mastering. You know, I didn't really know that early on, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, we just need to do that." Boom. And so by the time I did that, September 11th, the September 11th, everybody knows is the day when Scrappy signed to BME. I know it just things fall like that. You know what I'm saying? Like
What year that was?
that was the year of the towers falling.
2001.
Yes, sir.
So damn, that was the he got signed.
That's the day he signed to BME.
Damn, man. I remember I was a fan that day, man. You know what I'm saying, going to class.
Yeah.
And they canceled class or whatever. Like I remember those exactly, but I ain't really realize why. But everybody was going crazy, and then it was like just go. Yeah, man. Damn.
Everybody remember.
And Jay-Z and Fabulous came out the same day.
Yeah, Jay-Z dropped the blueprint and Fabulous. Yeah, but
so it's a minor.
but of course, HeadBussa already out. Y'all already worked the record around, but now it's time for the record to really get big, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
Because it was already kind of like a neighborhood regional thing. You know what I'm saying?
it was a local thing. I had finally got it to the radio myself during the mix show and that type of thing, and then Scrappy signed his deal, and then BME we went in with John and redid it, and he put his classic drums on it, and I added a few more keys. L-Rock added some keys, and then you know what y'all hear today is my Pro Tools, my Pro Tools session mixed in with John's, John's greatness, So
Who taught you how to use Pro Tools, bro?
nobody taught me how to use Pro Tools. I you gotta pay an engineer when you don't know how to do stuff, people. You got to do that, and early on, you got to find you one who you mess with. So I was
That shit
able to
was
do that.
expensive back then too. I
Oh
ain't gonna
boy,
front
come
you.
on. Luckily it was right after the DATs and ADATs, and so I didn't fall in that category.
Right, but what was the studio environment like that y'all recorded in?
Man, it was just normal. We did the first joint on the 1680, rolling 1680. It was just normal.
And you had it at your spot?
Nah, we found Walt Sweezy. I don't know if anybody know Walt Sweezy out there.
Okay.
He a local producer, also a great barber in the West End. Shout out Walt Sweezy for letting us record over there for damn near nothing. $75 for 12 hours or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So-
damn, bro.
This man.
Yeah.
So okay, let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
September 11th, he gets signed. Before this point, you definitely was the producer. Sound like you was doing a little managing, a little maneuvering.
I touched management. I was the production company.
You
That
was kinda-
song was released on my production company, Bingo Productions.
And there was so there's a finder's fee, there's a cut.
Yep.
Can you explain basically? Let's talk about what you wish you would have done or would have known at this point.
At that point, well, it was a lot. At that point,
If we could just kind of push the button right now, go back in time, and you could tell Bingo September 11, 2001, what you telling him?
I would say I probably should have signed with BME, and I didn't. Let me tell you why. At that time, Lil Jon, okay, so I grew up paying attention to Baby Williams, just Suge Knight, Master P. I grew up with CEOs who kind of wanted to lead the way as the head of the label.
Jermaine Dupri.
Jermaine Dupri, exactly. Like But basically, the people who's head of the label, that's what I figured John wanted to be. And I realized that John didn't want to be, he wanted to take his stardom to the top. He was already a nice producer. He had already DJ'd on radio. He wanted to take his stardom to the top. And I should have helped a little bit more in that, being the fact that I got all of my publishing on HeadBussa. Now, you know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do that.
Right.
He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to let me get 100% of the record.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like sidestepped him on joining BME because of some other legalities and some other situations that I was just like, I deal with you, but I don't know if I deal with all of that, you know. You know what I'm saying? And those two things were individual. Those, you know, John was his own thing, and BME was just a company that was saluting John.
Yeah, and then it went to like TVT or something.
Yeah, he went to TVT. He did his thing on TVT. He did double platinum on both albums. I will say he did his thing. You know, but yeah, signing with BME
would be the move that you would make to kind of like,
because that time period would have been up and done, you know, and I would have built more long lasting relationships through that situation. Because, you know, early on you don't really know that people need to be invested in you for you to, you know,
for them to give you the connect.
Yeah,
and give you they have to be invested in you. So if you sign to them, they basically gonna give you more alley-oops.
Yeah, more alley-oops. It's like
more opportunities.
Here, you know, I missed the chance of being on like Crunk Juice and maybe Youngblood's album because I was not signed at BME at that time, and we was talking about it, but the paperwork was just not in my favor. And the discovery of Crime Mob led me to fall back a lot. Because it was like, well, I'm finna turn into a CEO, so I don't need to sign to nobody. You know, I found the next wave.
Right.
So you let's be clear. Discovery of Crime Mob.
Right.
It is 12 BET.
And how you found and how did this happen?
Okay, Crime Mob is from my neighborhood, Ellenwood area. You know, so that's first and foremost.
If y'all don't know, that's Lil J, Diamond, Princess,
Psycho Black, MIG. Shout out Crime Mob.
And this is 2
Shout
years.
out Crime Mob.
It's 2 years after HeadBussa I've been out.
Exactly. And we come up on Crime Mob. So Crime Mob is signed to a label that was put together by me and Serious Lord and Scrappy. We were the three partners in that label, Crunk Incorporated, that actually signed Crime Mob. So Crunk Incorporated had a production deal with Warner Brothers, and that's how we got the deal. So it's basically Serious was managing Scrappy, and because we did so good with Scrappy, we had a chance to put something else on the table at a low margin that turned into a big margin for them.
Wow.
And y'all go from HeadBussa to Nut If You Buck, bro.
Yeah. And the punch with the punch your hand with your fist, it transcended.
It just transcended to
yes.
Nut If You Buck. And it was like, all right, we already putting our hand to our fist. We might as well just keep it up.
Exactly.
This is the way we clapping out here.
You know, we got to tear the Atlanta up, man. You know.
And so, how long did it take for them to? They was kind of like a right out the gate crew.
Well, it took a minute because I mean, a lot of people said that song would make it outside of 285. I mean, you talking about people who, before we actually signed Crime Mob, we actually tried to get them a deal. People was turning them down left and right. They didn't believe in the song like we did, and what like me and Sirius did. It was so they just didn't. But right after that, they was able to catch a wave. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot of work on other people's tours to break Crime Mob music, like passing out CDs. Yeah, it was that time period. We pressed up 5,000 CDs, hit the tour bus, and went ham. Every PD in America.
Hand in hand, combat.
Yes, man. You know how you get down. You know, we hit Florida, we hit South Carolina, North Carolina, Memphis,
Chucktown.
man, everywhere we could, man, all over the country, because we was on the national tour. So they was asking them what was hot, and we were just giving it to them. Here, this is the new hottest thing in the land. That's what
Milk
we
if you
did.
buck, and then that's exactly what it turned into.
Shit.
And so,
Hottest thing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Still is.
They still
Still is.
is
And-
performing at the
Oh, yeah,
BET Awards and shit.
so at some point, like, okay, discovering them and not being a priority at the label, at some point, you definitely sound like a cutoff is going to, you know what I'm saying, look, pretty much occur, like, because
Yeah.
you're not pretty much in the system.
Mm-hmm.
And we got everybody else in their own little, you know what I'm saying, systems. So it, you know, was there a time like you was basically shopping beats and, you know?
Man, to be honest, I never really got a chance to shop beats, man, like that. You know, I met people, I did songs, but
It was a CEO, like you was kind of the CEO status
yeah,
at that point.
I was wearing way too many hats, and not really standing tall. Like one thing, somebody told me I shouldn't have been on tour so much, you know, but I was a DJ, so it was kind of like one of them things, like, you know, I'm the DJ. I know the whole show. So I was out on tour and on the road a lot, and I should have took one of them years and sat at the crib or sat in the studio and made a lot of beats, you know.
I know that's right.
Yeah, just made a lot of beats. But I never really got to shop beats. So anytime anybody was working on some album, I would come by and play it. But I never really got to like.
If you ain't around sometimes, you know, you kind of miss the opportunity to get your placement, man.
Yeah, you got to be in the room, man.
Got to be there.
Right
Yes,
place,
right.
right time.
Right. That's why I was over there with y'all and Rico all the time. Just, you know, and I appreciate y'all let me, you know, wander through there like and try to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, because I just knew. I could hear it. You know what I'm saying? I could hear it. So
Yes, we definitely had a wave then too.
yeah.
Well, okay, so the cutoff kind of happens. What do you do when you start to sense a cutoff? Like
A cutoff, you like
as far as like
stuff slowing down or something. Like that.
you know, like as far as, you know, the label got your artist basically.
Yeah, so I mean, after, you know, we pretty much managed Crime Mob up until the point to where they decided to move forward with different management. But we was also the label as well. So, you know, in perfect worlds, that could be a conflict of interest. In some other worlds, some people don't care. So it's just, you know, it's just how you feel about it at that time. But yeah, I mean, I can't say it didn't slow down. It just moved more into the business. You know what I'm saying? It just moved more into the business. It's like, okay, now we keeping up with who's sampling the song, who wants to sync the song on a movie or on a TV show. So it just, we've kind of removed itself from the studio, and you know, Crime Mob ain't dropped no album since like 2007. So
Are they still signed?
they are not signed anymore. They are totally independent, and they are trying to, you know, better their chances by more promotions.
So definitely, okay, so let's get some advice for people that might be in that situation, right?
Okay.
You discover an artist and the labels are hitting you up. You get to a lawyer,
Yeah, you gotta have your lawyer.
got to have your lawyer.
Most
You,
definitely.
And you know, then your lawyer help you with the paperwork
Yeah.
and cipher through the paperwork. But then, you know, you back then it was CDs,
Yeah.
but now, you know, it's a different story. We got you know, you make some content, but you know, let's still like just picture that back then. Like,
Okay.
what else would you tell yourself again? Crime Mob. Do you keep them together? You know what I'm saying? Do you dive into the side and try and sign her, whatever the deal?
Well, I will say this: Crime Mob are all solo acts.
Okay.
They were signed all solo acts, so each one of them could go do at that time period. They could have went and did a solo album at any time, you know, mainly on a scheduled time, but at any time they could have been at least working on a solo album. So Diamond was solo. She was originally solo, and we put her in the group. Crime Mob had originally had about 40 people in it from the neighborhood. And we swindled it down. Look, we swindled it down to 5, right? We swindled it down to 5.
I should have been one.
About a month before the album is about to about a month before the song is about to release on vinyl and everything.
Everybody in the group, bro. Everybody.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And at one point, you want everybody to come around and feel like they're in the group.
Yeah, you do want people to feel like in the group, but then people fall out once they realize, oh, these people got chosen. Like that Knuck of Your Buck got 6 different versions. You know what I'm saying? That y'all ain't never heard because we had to suppress it so much. But it's out there. It's
So
gotta
I was
find
on
it.
Knuck of Your Buck. So, bro, if you know Ray cousin that be saying that he on Knuck of You Buck, he probably ain't lying, man. There's probably a version out there. He
It might be. It definitely is
That's
a version.
crazy.
It's definitely a version. out
Don't be
there.
capping.
Lil J, is a super producer. He just kept putting folks on and taking folks off until we found one. And like I said, Diamond was a solo artist, and we put Diamond on that, and we kept that version because we liked the dynamic of the 2 females.
Right.
It wasn't no females at that time like that, especially that young. I mean, Diamond was 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So, like having 2
This
young
down there,
females was,
about 15 years before City Girls.
yeah. So I like to say we kind of started that way.
Say that.
See what I'm
We
saying?
started that way.
See what I'm
We
saying?
brought 2 females in. I don't know people who bringing 2 females in the game.
You see what I'm saying?
Well, you got Salt and Pepper or whatever originally.
Yeah, originally.
You
But
got-
in this dirty South rap shit that we do, it being Gangsta Boo. You know what I'm
Gangsta
saying?
Boo and
She was
LaChat
they was,
kinda was,
I give much respect.
3-6.
It don't work without them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, in the A, they was Diamond Princess, Diamond. Well, I say
Yeah.
did you say their name?
Yeah.
All almost the same, synonymously. But yeah, they definitely was the City Girls. Like
1,000%.
they walk so the City Girls could run. You know what I'm saying?
And I hate that album never came out. We started working on it, but it never came out.
So damn, bro. This is some stuff that I didn't even really know.
They was definitely solo acts. Everybody in the group is a solo act.
Everybody in Crime Mob.
It's a solo act. And they chose to do songs together.
All right, so then, Crime Mob didn't really kind of like keep going. Like they kind of just. What you feel like was the problem?
Man, it could have been a lot of things. I think
It had Wu-Tang, almost Wu-Tang aspirations.
Yeah. I want to say immaturity about the business is one major thing, And I'm not speaking to no specific person or no, just like everybody just don't know, you know what I'm saying? And when you in the game, it's moving fast. Before you know, 2 years then went by, you still don't really know.
And y'all were young too, man. So you were like a young Gazette, kind of like Jermaine Dupri on the ass,
I was
man.
probably like 22 years old.
Wait, 22.
Yeah, 23 years old.
Yeah. Let's talk about it, man. You know what I'm saying? 22 years old, gold record.
Yeah.
Touring the country.
Yep. And
but then, they kind of like, do you feel like being a DJ minimized your role?
It did. Because I think people forgot about all the other stuff I was doing. They, like once you see a person in a main, like when you first meet them, it kind of stick.
Back then, it's like, it ain't even like Jazzy Jeff. At least Jazzy Jeff was in the name of the group, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to, and Run DMC, you got Jam Master Jay was in the group. But at one point, the DJ kind of got phased out, a part of the group, and they really like, it's like, you just DJ. You know what I'm saying?
I just DJ.
Right, but definitely wasn't just a DJ. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, but I can see how that role could minimize all the other roles and the importance that that you represented.
I mean, I played a big role. I mean, not only did I, DJ for Crime Mob, and like I also, produced the sessions, told them to say this again, say that again. You know, maybe that verse wasn't all the way. You wasn't breathing right on that one.
And see, producing is more than just making beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, like, yeah, that's the one. Like when they got the tone or whatever,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you help coming up the ideas. You practically writing the song as well.
And a lot of people don't know I'm the first voice that you hear on the Crime. Well, nobody has CDs, but if you go to the Crime Mob album, first album, I'm the first voice you hear. So like, if I was P. Diddy, I introed the album, but I'm not P. Diddy, so people they don't correlate the.
It's bingo, bitch. You know what I'm saying?
So
Bingo
I introed the
production,
album.
motherfucker.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, damn, bro.
Like they don't correlate. It's not big enough to them. You know, but I will say this: when things started turning around for Crime Mob, doing that first album was when Crime Mob was the first rap group to sell 1 million ringtones for Nuck If You Buck.
Damn.
And so that's when things started turning around a lot. The first one to sell 1 million ringtones.
Yeah.
And that's really because of the
Boy, you
paperwork.
right, boy. That was my ringtone.
We had the digital
Oh snap!
we had the digital language in the paperwork. So that's why we were first to it, because we actually had our lawyer, he said, this is where it's going. It's not here yet. They still have to build a royalty rate for it. And it took 5-6 years for them to make a royalty rate for it. But he was early on the language that needed to go in the paperwork.
Okay.
Like everybody else was racing back to change the paperwork because it wasn't in their stuff. And the labels was just selling ringtones and just making all kind of money
that
off
shit just
people.
was new. It was just a new revenue that just came out of nowhere. And it was like a cash in, you know what I'm saying, cash out revenue.
Exactly.
And damn. Yeah, that was some money that was just floating though. A lot of money that was floating around.
Ringtones were nice, man. Ringtones, them checks used to be like, what?
So okay, yeah, dormancy, because I want to talk about the when they sampled the record too.
Okay.
But okay, things go dormant, but in the hood, everybody's already kind of know what it is with you. But like, you know, at the same time, shit ain't what it is. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, so you know,
Right.
like not what it could be. Anyway, right? So, what do you talk about that? Like that time that you was kind of like, you know everybody, but you're not famous, and it's just kind of like,
Man, shit is rough.
it's like you know, people ignoring your calls.
Yeah.
You know, you're not really getting in.
Damn, man.
Well, the thing was, man, trying to reconvince people that I can do the job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I can make 5 beats. I can DJ. I can produce the sessions. I had to it's almost like you gotta re-show people. It's like, damn, people don't read credits, but people will come and I reading credits. So I don't know if the credits would have mattered anyway, but you know, I didn't have a lot of press. You know, us getting a deal wasn't that big because nobody believed in it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like we thought y'all was just gonna sell a couple 100,000 and get dropped. Well, when they give you when they give you 225 and you only spend 90,000, why they gonna drop you? Why would they drop you? We ain't even finna be in the red.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so they had no reason to drop us, and that's why Crime Mob got a second album. But you know, that dormancy, like, yeah, during that time, man, it was rough. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like, yeah, nobody like everything kind of changed because everybody else kind of elevate to a certain level.
Yeah.
And you know, social media ain't around.
It's not around.
So
it's not around. And I think
definitely.
I think Facebook was around, but I didn't go to college, so I couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't get in there. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get in there. So, you know, I think, you know, then MySpace hopped around, and that was cool because we was all learning.
First, MySpace is way before Facebook.
Yes, MySpace was way before, but it was like, you know, like it wasn't really no. You know, you just meet people. It wasn't like, you know, the networking we do on the gram today. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know, and just being able to put your story out.
Yeah.
You know, and it was definitely just a different arena. And I know how that is, man. You know, being able to tell your story, man. You know, I've been a part of classic materials, and like you said, when they come off your hard drive, when they come off your computer, and you like, damn, why did I let them get that thing off my computer, boy? You know, back then you had folks that used to walk in the office with the big old towel. You know what I'm saying? We walking around with the towel back then, like, yeah, I got all the stuff right here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all want the files, let me cut the check, right?
For real.
But if you know, if you don't get your business in order, whatever, early, and you allow right now, they kind of like vulturing and kind of. I'm sure everybody ain't really clearing these samples the right way now, but right now it's kind of a free fresh as far as artists being signed and dropping out of nowhere. And you know what I'm saying, and you know, then they might come out, they might get shelved or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, but there was a hit that came around, and by the artist, the Watch Me Whip artist, right?
No, it was
a viral craze that came around to revive which one of the records?
It was Nugget V Buck.
Nugget V Buck.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
It
Plenty
was
viral.
Zayon and
It's hard to even remember, man, because that's how these artists. That's how some of these artists are. It was like a. It was early. It wasn't TikTok,
They
but
come and go.
it was like it probably was TikTok though. Probably early TikTok.
It was an early Vine.
Yeah, Vine.
Vine. It was early Vine. It was and they used Nugget V Buck. And so, what was the name of that song, man? I keep wanting to say "Do It Like Me" because "Do It Like Me," they used it as well. "Do It Like Me" was oh boy, I forgot his name too, man. I can't keep up with artists.
Yeah, man. But I think somebody was just saying that the other day. They were saying that it's kind of turning to. My boy Pope just told me today that he said, man, the game kind of turned into disco, to where you can't really. Big said back then, you can't really name the artist. It was just a song. And it was like the song, like anybody, like everybody had to do disco. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it was just a song that you just heard, and then the next band, it might be a random band, you don't even know what I'm saying, you know who the people was. The song was kind of bigger than the artist, and that's what's going on right now in hip hop. The songs are way bigger than the artists, and it's not many artists that can really carry that superstar status.
I agree with that.
And
I agree with that.
But yeah, so that song kind of came out, and things kind of changed a little bit, you know.
Yeah, so that song was a derivative. So like, if you understand how music work and sampling, man, I wish I could.
You had to clear the sample?
Yeah, we had to clear it because it was a derivative, meaning it's basically Nugget V Buck. Even though it has new voices on it, it's basically Nugget V Buck, meaning that they actually sampled the song. They didn't replay it. They didn't do anything like that. They actually sampled the copyrighted music with inside of their music. That's what that means when it's a derivative.
Yeah.
Derivative work. So, and that song is damn near 10 times platinum now. I can't remember the name of that song.
I know it's crazy because it was just it was a high school thing. It was a high school
I
thing.
know the name of the kid is Zayon, but I can't remember his
I hope you don't see his interview.
the group the name of the group or the name of the song.
Yeah, because they group
did good,
that
my
wasn't
boy.
the name of.
You did good.
I don't know. We're too old, man. I can't even remember shit no more, man. But anyway,
And I butchered that. But that song went 4 times platinum in the United States. Got nominated for a Grammy, and is well on the way to 10 million across the world. That one song.
and so the royalties kind of like
The royalties are basically the same, with about shaved off about 20% for the for the
You have
kids
to
who
kinda-
performed it.
yeah,
We
you have
gave
to-
them some just because we appreciate it. Y'all reviving the song that's 15 years old.
Yeah.
So we that was big. And Sirius gonna snap on me for not remembering this.
and when they when they asked you to clear it, was it already out? Like
Oh no! So that song, clearing that song was kind of easy because that song actually came out on Crunk Incorporated.
okay.
So it was a Crunk Incorporated
Zay Hilfiger and Zayon McCall.
Yeah, what's the name of that song?
TZ Anthem, Flips, Crime Mob, Nucky.
Yeah, it was called. See, that's why I can't remember. It's called
Okay.
TZ Anthem. It was just a dance and
Juju on that beat.
Juju on that beat. There we go.
Yeah, well, we can't think
not
about
remember
Juju on
that.
that beat.
Could not remember the name
Checking
of
the
that.
facts, Anish.
Yes,
Thank you
appreciate that,
for the
Nisha
chat.
Foxy.
Thank you,
Maybe
Nisha
Lux
in
was
the
up.
back with the facts.
I apologize, Zayon and Zay.
Yeah, I ain't never
forgot
Zay
about
Hilfiger and Zayon McCall, Juju on that beat.
But no, shout out to you because always giving people their props and shit.
Oh yeah,
Always looking out and being very
473 million views
Yes,
on
man.
YouTube.
Yes.
well on the way to 10 million. I can't wait to
Yes.
get that plaque.
Diamond. Diamond plaque on the way, man.
Plaque on the way.
Lord willing,
We should go over.
make it happen.
Cool.
Yeah, they definitely just came and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Hijack, but then that was a good hijacking,
Yeah,
man. Good
yeah.
job, fellas, man.
That was-
Once again, man.
Great job, man. Great job.
So that's what's going on right now. A lot of regurgitating and kind of bringing back.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's because of the YouTube. I'm sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
I think that's because of the YouTube, because on YouTube you can sample something and you can put it up and it don't have to be cleared right away. And if you can get away with it and it catch a big buzz, you might can get some interest in a deal or somebody coming to clear it, to help you clear it. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's why that resurgence, and because people's just like, oh.
So what
shit
if somebody
coming out.
else got that got a song that's kind of to that beat, whatever, and they want to clear the sample, or that's still like within
Yep.
negotiations.
Yeah.
And people still kind of.
Yeah, people try to clear different songs all the time. That Knuck of You Buck is going to be. I think this song has been sampled over 8 times. I think we didn't clear 8, 9, 10 samples. You know, some of them don't even make it. Like King Von did one as well. You know, that was pretty big on YouTube. It just didn't.
okay.
It just didn't make it on the radio. But,
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know what stuff he be talking about, but. You know, but King Von definitely sampled it as well. So.
Oh, and he got it clear.
Yeah, and he got it clear. Yeah, we cleared King Von as well.
Yeah,
You know,
man. Rest
we
in peace,
clear.
rest in peace.
We like Hypnotized Mind, DJ Paul, and Juicy J. We clearing them. We
Yeah.
clear stuff around
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Also in that Honk for Jesus
Honk for
with
Jesus.
What's her name? Regina.
Yeah, Regina Hall. Like
Yeah.
that was the latest one, and I remember seeing that sync vividly.
That
Yeah,
was
I
a
could-
good one.
That was, Hump for Jesus. We didn't know. I didn't know what Hump for Jesus was. Serious, and Serious, he handles most of the negotiations on the sync because he is the official president of the company.
Shout out
Yeah,
to
shout out to him.
Serious.
Me and Scrappy vice presidents, and so
shout out Scrap.
yeah, shout out. Scrappy.
And and they was recently out and about BET Awards.
Yeah, man, that was great to see, man. I was
Like, you know what I'm
like,
saying? That you think they might be recording some more stuff?
man, I've been trying to. Man, look.
Is it possible you think that we'll see like a Crime Mob kind of reunion? You said the reunion
Pluto.
coming up, right?
Yeah. The 20th anniversary for releasing the album is coming up next year. So they finna start doing a lot of stuff, and that's included in this BET promotions as well, as that's leading up. Diamond is gonna be on Love and Hip Hop, and the group is gonna do some guest appearances on Love and Hip Hop throughout the year, throughout the season. So, but the Crime Mob 3, it's definitely one that we want to do. But I mean, hey, it's 6 people, man, and 5 already, and we just waiting, man. We just waiting.
All right, real quick, let me shake you up real quick, man. How's your relationship with the with the crew, man? Know what I'm saying?
I talked to Lil J right before they got on stage, where they was doing rehearsals. But I talked to them and everybody sounded good. Spoke with the group, everybody cool. They back doing shows together. They back being around each other. Now Diamond still has her own solo career, but she has committed to showing up for the big events and coming to jam out with the fans. So that's all we ask for. That's all we ask for as owners of the music, is
Yeah.
that they can get together and still just
every now and then to
Yeah.
keep things going, because it definitely is good for the wave. You could definitely do a wave.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, but like all the boys, they working on their own music. Psycho Black got an album about to drop. Lil J, he do beats. He got a pub deal with Sony ATV. So he done been on a lot of people's albums. And you know, and the rest of the group, Princess always working on her own solo stuff. Like the group, like I say, the group are all solo acts really. But you know, but yeah, my relationship with them is it's all love.
You know,
It's
like
everyone.
basically you still could shop beats, basically, like, you know.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
It's like, you know, because, you know, sometimes, you know, some folks don't even can't even get their email. You know what I'm saying? So like
I
these
hate
days,
email too, man. I ain't never won off of email.
you got to pull up like with the beats.
I've always won being in the studio, you know, but you know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes just for them to remember your name.
Well, I know I want to talk about the BET Awards. And,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more that, like, we actually want to get into the topics, man. I appreciate you for being
Yes, sir.
here.
Let's get into
I
it,
gotta
man.
get you here for another hour or whatever.
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I'm saying?
I'm
We can
here,
get you
man.
on some of these topics.
Yeah.
We gonna take a quick break, man. And again, we got Bingo in here. But before we take this break, we gonna go into the next segment as well, talking about just the transition from then to now. Because we talked about Crime Mob, we talked about HeadBussa, Lil Scrappy, we talked about, you know, being me and everything, but now it's Bingo Productions,
Yes,
right?
sir.
And let's talk about what you're doing right now, like with Bingo Productions, outside of the fact that you're making beats and, you know, you're a platinum producer and, you know what I'm saying, and all this good shit, the good stuff. So let's talk about, you know, AMP.
Hey, man, AMP, my favorite subject lately.
Yeah,
The last
you
year and a
DJ.
half.
You got a DJ a show, mix show on AMP every Wednesday.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Really every other night, every night, because I love being on there, and I run through I run through the down south. You know what I'm saying? Like album cuts, like and hits, but I'm a down south. You know,
It's the crunk. This the crunk session, the crunk mix or crunker,
yeah. Dirty South Cranker.
the Dirty South crunker.
It's the Dirty South Cranker and it's the Down South Hustlers Mix Show. You know, them are my two favorites to do. But AMP is a platform designed by Amazon where you can broadcast your own radio and it's live. So, you know, you can play any music from the Amazon library. And I choose to play a lot of the crunk music, downside music, and represent for the South, man. You know, some days I be doing Florida. I might be playing Chameleon. You know what I'm saying? Some days I do the A. I do Memphis, Ballin', G, Player Fly, Just to Wake It, Shake It. You know, I really get into the South, man. I really get into the South.
Keep
man.
representing, you know what I'm saying, you know, because we definitely got our foot on their necks and ever since your boy 3 Stats say, like you said, we got something to say. You know what I'm saying? Definitely
Already.
been saying it. So,
We've been saying it, man.
okay, so there's AMP 3 times a
AMP,
week whenever we
3
get, you know what I'm
times a
saying? Whenever you get ready.
Check
But
me
I also
out.
want to give you flowers, man, because I do a mix show, right? And I do video mix shows every now and then.
Okay.
And I remember you was doing the top 25 mix show, or you had the website like years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Doing mix shows and
Yeah.
kind of trying to provide opportunities for independent artists and, you know,
man.
mixing it up. And, you know, that you was kind of ahead of your time with that.
I
you know what I'm
was.
saying?
I was.
But let's talk about the artists that you brought in here right now. Whatever,
man,
you know,
Niche the Pisces, man.
Niche the Pisces.
One of the
man.
coldest artists from the
me,
east side,
me.
man.
What's
Niche the
up?
Pisces, man.
What up?
She been putting in work, man. We've been working on our we finished the EP and we've been working on the album as of lately, but you know, she got 2 hot singles that's out now, Oven Mitt and Hot Honey.
Real
And,
hot. Real hot. Need an oven mitt.
Hot, honey.
Man,
Can't handle it. With
one
an
is-
Sound
oven
like some
mitt.
chips. You might need to call Rap Snatch, girl.
hey, Ralph Snacks, where y'all
That's
at?
actually one of my favorites. Oven mitt is one of my favorites because you could hear my bars. Like,
Yeah. So yeah, Niche got bars. She got plenty of bars, man. And she's making her wave. She's from the east side. She's from Ellenwood, to be exact, too.
yeah.
You know, so, you know,
But
Okay,
yeah.
well, let's get into it then. We gonna play, take a quick little music break, and if y'all don't mind, you know what I'm saying, we take a quick break and get into this oven mitt and hot honey. You know what I'm saying? I think we already played oven mitt, but we gonna play a little bit of both. I think it already was going. Let's run it
They
back.
both hot though, whichever.
I want to get into hot honey.
Let's get into it then. Let's get into it.
Get into Hot Honey by Niche the Pisces. Y'all go stream that record right now, or you can listen to it right now on Dozha Told You Radio. Let's get it.
What it do? Trying to catch a view. Been looking at you, now I'm checking for you. Let me see ID. Nope, R. Kelly. Who all coming through? They gon' be me too. Kill Bill too. Slay you and your crew. That's just what dogs do. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey. Bunny hop on the D. He said you better not run from me. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey. No money, not funny. You can't be for me. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey. Bunny hop on the D. He said you better not run from me. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Dame Dozha. If you're looking to get your interview done or be a guest host on our podcast, hit us up at DOZHATOLDYA.COM. Bump what you heard. Remember who told you? It's Dozha told you.
Not violent, but it still get weak. Be on edge, don't smoke no weed. I know y'all really don't want no smoking, don't blow it on me. I'm not your homie, not your sensei. Hoes be weak and bitchy petty. Run up, get rock steady, bustin' at your shit. You wasn't even ready. I might take your bitch, now that's a lick. Ooh, that pen too heavy. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey. Bunny hop on the D, he said you better not run from me. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey. No money, not funny. You can't be funny. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey. Bunny hop on that D, he said you better not run from me. Sweet ass pipe, but be hot, hot honey. No money, not funny. You can't be funny.
DOZHATOLDYA.COM.
Love it when I'm at your wings, come out the grease, slip it to the crease, in between his knees, making love, in between the sheets, dip it to the honey pot, cost 100 eggs, 17 rings, like the liquors, make a bitch screaming like Jason, bitch can't find a replacement, paper out chasing, dissing in the basement.